cotter pin fell out of my wagon wheel, and I use this wagon a lot. This wagon carries feed to the chickens, it carries feed to the cows. It carries anything heavy that I need to move that I can't carry. So I use it a whole lot and I need it. Well, the cotter pin fell out of this right front wheel, and I have searched high and low. I cannot find it. So I'm gonna do a quick fix we call Southern engineering. That's what my daddy called it. I don't really know why, but apparently they don't do things like this up north. That's the only thing I can figure. But just watch this. Got a piece of wire. I'm gonna stick it through the hole where the cotter pin goes. If you can't fix it with baling wire, you can probably fix it with Benson wire. So then I'll twist it. And until I can find the cotter pin or get a new one, the wagon works. It's as simple as that. Yesterday, I drove an hour to get this free storm door. That bucket's Stormy's little shelter for when he gets cold. So the storm door is aluminum. They don't make those anymore. I had a brand new one. It was made out of wood. It had press board in the center, and then it had vinyl. And water got into it, and then the wind got it and cracked it smack down the middle. The windows fell out, and I've been looking for an aluminum one ever since. So I drove an hour yesterday to get this free door. I've now cleaned it. I think I want to paint it because it's powder coated or whatever that substance is, and it's oxidized. So it's kind of turning gray. I took off all the door handles and all the attachments, and I'm gonna haul it out of the wind and start sanding it. There's Stormy through the glass, and the heart stone one of the granddaughters painted. So we'll see how this goes today. That's my big deal today, is get this painted and get it installed. I used my wagon to get the door over here on the other side of the house. Now I'm using my sanding brick to sand off the rough edges. This may eventually peel and have to be redone, but the surface it has now is already peeling, so I might as well do it now, and then if it has to be redone, I'll redo it. Pretty heavy, that's why I had to use the wagon, but I've got 3 sides done, and I'm finishing the 4th, and then I'll flip it, and you can see what this crazy grandma does next. Okay, I'm back. I split trash bags lengthwise, which means I trimmed off the sides with my sewing scissors so that I could tape it down over the glass. It's kind of a waste of trash bags, but 2 of them that I'm going to put on the bottom part I kept intact, and I'll be able to use them later because a little paint won't hurt them. So I'm taping it down, and I'll be able to easily spray without worrying about overspray on the glass. And I've got this color, which I picked out because I picked it out a long time ago. I bought 3 cans because my grandmother loved that color, and she had a front door that color and some gates to her backyard were that color, and when I saw it, I just thought of her. She's my favorite grandmother, and she knew it, and I was her favorite granddaughter, but we didn't tell anybody. She probably told all of them that too, but that's okay. So I've got the top part taped. And then I will tape the bottom. And I read all the instructions, even though I've spray painted before, just to make sure I didn't mess anything up. And I'm hoping that once I've got a couple of coats on it and it's dry, that I can take this trash bag off, flip it over, and paint the other side. And that's the goal. So we'll see how that goes. And I want to be done. Of course, it gets dark earlier because Sunday was daylight savings bye-bye time. And now it's going to get dark about 5:45, so I have a few hours to get this done. It's noon now. It says to wait a minute between coats. And as you can see, it's a little windy here, but I'm out of the bulk of the wind. I might could pull it a little further south, but I don't think it's worth the trouble. I think it'll be all right. And if I get some on the wagon, that doesn't hurt anything. It just gives the wagon character and memories. So I'm going to proceed, and I'll check in with you in a little bit. I set up plywood to block the wind a little more, which you just got a glimpse of, I think. I'm on my second can, but I'm almost done. So I think this can will still have more than half left when I flip it. And I have one more can, so it should be enough. I know it's almost as boring as watching paint dry, so I'll turn it off. I finished painting and I have removed the plastic. Looking back, it would have been just as well to use more bags and get more use out of them by leaving the bags intact and just taping more of them on the glass, but I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm going to come back and use a wet razor blade. Always use liquid when you razor blade on glass, and take out a few tiny little oversprays and run areas that I got. And I don't even know how I did this, probably taking the plastic off. And that will finish the painting portion. And then I will get back in touch with you when Homestead Grandma is ready to put on the hardware and mount the door. I'm not sure which way I'm going to do that yet, whether I'm going to put the hardware on first or mount it first. Probably mount it. That way I can easily access both sides and hold the door handle in place. That should work pretty well. So there's my free advertising for my wagon, which those are not the original wheels, but the wagon is still handy. And that's my paint job on the new old aluminum storm door. Okay, so Homestead Grandma here. This is day 2 of the door install. The wind's pretty stiff right now. I don't know if you can tell by the trees or not. It's been a battle. I got it painted and then it nearly killed me and I nearly killed it. I nearly dropped it and it fell down on me a few times, but we've got it installed. It closes with good amount of gaps. I have a few screws to tighten. Those are for my greenhouse. That'll be coming up. Tape is your friend. If you're doing this by yourself, you can't hold something in place and start the screws at the same time. So tape helped me with this handle, which I finally got to work. And this button thing, which is somewhat stiff. I probably am going to have to put some, there you go, put some WD-40 on it, and then it doesn't release. So it's going to need a little lubrication. And here's the door closer, which I still have not got on, and that'll go up there. It's got holes from where one was in place before. I chipped a little bit of the paint getting it up. It was a little rough, but this door, when closed, faces north. So the north rain, when it hits that solid door, it goes through and damages the floor. And you can see it's curled. and it's chipping. It's, I don't know what you call it, I forget. But anyway, it's those planks you buy at the store and you install them, and then this was supposed to be water resistant. Oh, Grace is very excited about the new door. She keeps going in and out. But she's a lab, she's entitled to be excited. And I like how it's closing. When it closes, it's kind of tight that direction too, but I'll get it figured out. So when I go to town, I'm gonna have to get a new sweep because I painted the sweep in place. It was down here at the very bottom where the gray edge is, and it was aluminum. So the screws were rusted in place and I ended up having to pry it off. And because it was aluminum, it bent it up. So I'm just gonna get a regular vinyl storm door sweep and put that on the bottom, adjust it to the right height, because that's like a 2-inch sweep and I only have, an inch and a half maybe. Plus this door jamb, part of the reason it probably leaks is it's not exactly level. So, and there's a dead cricket. I need to vacuum. When I do a project, the housekeeping goes down, and when I housekeep, the projects don't get done. So it's either one or the other around here. And I've moved Stormy back up in the porch area to keep him protected better at night from possible predation. That's his tail sticking up. He's not very happy. I don't know that he's feeling very good today, but he has this little bucket he can go into when he's cold. He's got water and he's got food, and I don't know what else I can do for him. So, windy day, pretty day, and making progress on the door. The new storm door has the pneumatic closer, has the door handle, and it actually catches when it closes.